So it's important that, again, to note that we are practicing the W strategy or the place value algorithm strategy. Please choose one of those two. In this specific video, we're going to be working on the place value algorithm strategy. For our first example, let's do 234 plus 175. For doing place value algorithm, remember we're looking at each place value and adding the value of that place value together. What does that mean again? Well, let's do it together. Which numbers are in the hundreds place value? Which digits? That's right, the 2 and the 1. We have 2, and what place value is it? Hundreds, so we have 200 plus we have 100. So we have the 2 in the hundreds and the 1 in the hundreds. Next, we need to look at our next place value over, which is the tens place value. Which digits are in the tens? That's right, the 3. What is 3 tens? What is 3 tens again? Because it's not 3. 3 tens, let's count 3 times by 10. 10, 20, 30. We have 30 plus, what other digit is in the tens in this number? Yeah, that's right, the 7. And that's not 7 though, it's in the tens. What's 7 tens? And the other digit that is in the tens is, as we can see, the 7. So how many tens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. And what is 7 tens the equivalent of? What is the value of 7 tens? It's not 7, right? There's not 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 10 in each because they're in the tens place value. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 7 tens. So we have 70, not 7. Then we go to the next place value, which is the ones, of course. We have 4 ones and 5 ones, as you can see in our other screen here. 4 ones and 5 ones. So, 4 ones to start with. 1, hold on, that's the tens. We're not in the tens place value, we're in the ones, so we don't need these blocks, we need 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. And we need 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So we're going to add that. And if you can see, we have our different place values still we're maintaining. That's our ones. There's our tens. If you even want, you can write ones. You don't need to do this though. Tens and hundreds. Now we're ready to add. Let's add it all up by the place values. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. And then 4 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4 ones plus 5 ones is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 ones. Then let's go to the 10. 0 plus 0 we know is 0. Then 3 plus 7 is 10. But can we put 10 in that place value? Can we put 2 digits in one place value? No, so we're going to have to carry. So our 0 is going to stay here, but our 10, our 1 in the tens place value is going to go over here. So we're going to now have this be not 10, but 0, and we carried the 1 over. And 1, now how many hundreds do we have? We have 100 plus 200 plus 100, because remember, we just had 7 tens and 3 tens, and all together is 10 tens, and that's the same as 100. 10 tens and 100 are the same, so that's why we carried it over. We said, we're going to switch for you. We're going to do magic trick. And and it turned into 100. And then these went bye-bye. We kept the 0 and carried the 1 over here. Now we have 100 plus 200 plus 100, and that's how many hundreds? 4 hundreds exactly. Oh, that's not a very nice color. 400. So our answer is 409. In this example, we have 324 plus 153. So we have 324 plus 153. So let's start by looking at our hundreds. We have, there's 100 in that digit, or in that number, and the digit in this number, and the brown number in the hundreds is the 1. So now we're ready to go. How many hundreds do we have? Well, we have 300 and we have 100. So we're going to start by doing that. So we have 300 plus, and I'm going to actually space this out, and you might want to do the same too, so that I can see my place values better. 300 plus, how many hundreds in this number? 100. Then I'm going to go look to my next place value. What's my next place value? That's right, the next place value over is the tens place value. So we have a 2 and a 5, but it's not really 2 and 5. It's 2 tens, which is 20, 10, 20, and 5 tens, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have 50 tens and 20 tens, or 2 tens and 5 tens, or 50 and 20. So let's write that down. That's in the tens place value. Let's get a different color here. 20, and we've got 50, and see how I'm keeping them all in the proper place value. If you want, you can even draw the lines here, but you don't need to do this. And even you could put this up, ones to help you, tens, hundreds. If that's not a help to you, don't worry about it. Now let's go to the final place value, which is our ones place value. We have 4 ones and we have 3 ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 and 3. Is that 40 and 30? No, it's in the ones. It's just 4 and 3. So we have 4 in our ones place value, 4 and 3 we're going to add. Now we're ready to add everything up. My line, which means equals. And we're ready. Ones place value zeros. All these zeros plus 4 is 4. And 4 plus 3 is 7. If you wanted to double check, you can count your squares, your blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go to the tens. We have 2 tens and 5 tens. How many tens do we have all together? We have 7 tens, but really what number is that? What's the value of that number? And that is 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And finally, let's go to the hundreds. How many hundreds do we have? We have 300 blocks. We have 3 of these, and we have 1. So that is 3 plus 1, or 300 plus 100 is 400. So our answer is 477, not 477, 477. Okay, in this example, we've got 243 plus 243 plus 135. So what do we do first? Well, let's start with our which place value. What do you think would work best? Well, maybe it's the hundreds that would work best to start with. So we have 200 and 100. We have 200 and 100. So 200 and 100, we have, so let's write that. And again, I'm going to space out each digit so I can see my place values clearly. The 1 in the hundreds, and then my zeros. Go to our next place value over, which is the tens. We have 4 tens, or really the value of 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, and we also have 3 tens, 10, 20, 40, and 30, or 4 10s and 3 10s. So 4 10s, which is 40, and 3 10s, which is 30. Finally, let's go to the ones place value. Ones place value, we have 3, 1, 2, 3, and we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3, oops, different color, 3 and 5. So I'm going to keep that in the ones place value. And if it makes it easier for you, you could draw lines, and you could even draw ones, tens, hundreds on top. I'm not going to do that this time, but if it works for you, go for it. I'm going to draw my line and my plus sign, so I'm ready to go. In the ones place value, we got 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. That's 0, of course. What's 0 plus 3? 3, yeah. And what's 3 plus 5? What's 3 plus 5? Yeah, it's 8. Now to the tens place value. We've got 0 plus 0, and now 0 plus 4 tens. 4 tens plus 0 is 4, and then 4 tens plus 3 tens is 7 tens, or also known as 70. Finally, let's go to the hundreds. We have 2 and 1, but it's not 2 and 1, it's 200 plus 100. 200 plus 100 is how many hundreds? 300. This time we're going to do some regrouping. So we have 245 plus 136. So let's start with our hundreds. We've got 200 and 100. So 200, I space it out nicely so I can see each place value. 200 plus 100. I have 100. Then I'm going to go to the next place value. We've got 4 tens, right? 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. And we've got, what else do we have in the tens? What other digit is in the tens? Yeah, that's right, the 3. So we have 4 tens and we have 3 tens. 1, 2, 3, or 10, 20, 30. Okay, finally the ones. We have 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 ones and 6 ones. Okay, we're ready to add. So let's do the ones place value. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. And 0 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 plus 6 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 in the ones place value. Wait a second. Can I have 2 digits in one place value? No, no way, Jose. So I'm going to have to lend a 10 to the next place value. So I'm going to have to get 10 together because watch. When we have 10 together, what does it make? It makes a perfect 10 block. See how I've got 10 ones, but when they're all stacked together, they make 110. So we're going to say alakazam, and that disappears and it turns into a 10 block. And it's going to, does the 10 block stay in the ones? No, he jumps over to the tens. So really, now we have 4 tens, and we have 3 tens, and we have 1 10. So I'm going to add, see with my mouse on the chalkboard, I'm going to add that 10 over here. I'm going to add a 10. There he is. There's a 10 added, or a 1. And here, it's not going to be 11 anymore. It's just going to be 1. So now, we've got 110 plus 4. What's 110 plus 4? 110, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or 5. We've got 5 of them, and 5 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8. And that's kind of confusing. Let's just go with the black. 8 tens, or 80. Finally, let's go to the hundreds. We've got 200 plus 100, and that's how many hundreds? 300. One last one with regrouping. So let's look at the hundreds first. We have 100 and 200, so let's write that out. Have that written out, have our spaces nicely in between to see the place value. Now where's our tens? I have 7 tens and 6 tens, or 70 and 60, so I wrote that out. You can see my 70, my 7 tens, and my 6 tens and 60 instead of 70 and 60. Finally, we have our ones place value, and we're ready to add. 2 ones and 3 ones is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And 7 tens plus 6 tens, or really 7 tens and 6 tens is 13 tens. Hey, but can we have 2 digits in the same place value? No! You have to give some stuff to the neighbor. So 7 tens and 6 tens. If you look though, if I give 3 more tens here, we have a block of 10 here. Look. Abracadabra. I get rid of these 10 tens, and it turns into 100. So I'm left with 100 and 3 tens. I'm going to move this over to this 100. In the rate place value, we have 3 tens left, and altogether we have 300, and I carried over that 100.